I wrote this before the general election was called. This line famously was given by Harold Macmillan to a journalist when he was asked what gets in the way of good government. In the time that SpaceForge has existed, we've seen COVID pandemic. So I handed my notice in the same week that Boris Johnson took us into the first lockdown. Cannot tell you the bollocking I got over the phone from my mum when she found out I'd quit a very stable job during a global pandemic and at least UK recession. We then had pretty much the full force of Brexit come into impact at some point in the time frame. I can't remember what it was, but we were getting a delivery of flight hardware. And customs agents were suddenly not used to dealing with all of this stuff coming in from the EU. And it said, flight equipment, it was bagged up, do not open. Customs agent thought, nothing gets past me, and opened the flight hardware bag. So we have a domestic kitchen oven in our office where we had to rebake several parts of flight hardware because a customs agent didn't know what it was that they were handling. In the time that SpaceForge has been going, we've seen, well, right now, 4 prime ministers. I'm sure we're probably going to see a 5th very soon. I appreciate PERDA's in effect. And we've outlasted 9 science ministers. I'm not sure what the average tenure of a science minister has been over the time that SpaceForge has been going, but there is a very limited window where you can convince them that you're worth speaking with, that they're useful, and that they're able to get something out of the door. And the reason I do this is because really each of those moments, regardless of what event it's been, political or otherwise, has been an opportunity either for us to improve the story or an opportunity for something to happen. And as challenging as the period has been really over the past 5 or 6 years, it's also been filled with a phenomenal amount of opportunity. And the reason I can see that is because if we manage to get as far as we have done today, with all of these things having happened, I think about what a period of stability, regardless of politics or at home or whatever, might have meant for how much further ahead we can be. And I think it's really to SpaceForge's credit, not mine, my team's, in that we've been able to do so much with so little, with so much going on.